The Insane Clown Posse, the only band notoriously known for being the worst band on the planet. But even more notorious is their fans, the most dedicated fan base, and some might even say a family, known as the Juggalos. I myself am a juggalo. But we're not going to let that influence too much. To start my first review as a juggalo, I thought it would be a good idea to start with to review the Joker cards. I'm going to review the first one, known as the Carnival of Carnage, the first face of the original 6 Joker's cards. I'm going to review all of them up to the Marvelous Missing Link, both parts. Also, I'm going to review Hell's Pit. But we'll get to that on a later date. This is the first of the Joker's cards, as I said before. But let me lay down some ground rules before I say anything. My first rule is I'm not allowed to judge based on whether or not I like the artist. Only judge on the song quality and the song itself and whether or not I like the song. Odds are if I don't like the artist, I'm not going to like the song, but I've been proven wrong before. There's actually a few songs by other artists that I can't stand that I actually like. That came out wrong, but you know what I meant, I hope. That being said, let's look at the Carnival Carnage. First, let's look at the album artwork. It's kind of got the street graffiti look to it almost, and it features a clown face, and it's very reflective. A clown face that has Insane Clown Posse medallion on it. Let's take a look on the inside. Well, the inside doesn't have much. Obviously, it's got the CD that features several pictures of the same clown, but without the medallion. And it's got the book inside, which was easier to take out than it should have been. Hopefully, no, we're good. It's got this, and it's got the who helped out on the back and everything, including the list of songs. And it's got a story on the inside and the special thanks page. And another thing is, I don't see that it says it on here, but it's probably dedicated to the butterfly, and I'll probably read that when it gets to the Wraith. But here we go. Let's actually get to the review. Okay. The first thing on here is an intro, which is, it's an intro. It's not so much an intro to the CD as much as it is an intro to the 6 Joker's cards. It kind of just says about a dark carnival's coming to the town, and it's coming to all the suburbs. I should be afraid because I live in a suburb. But it's coming to all the nice neighborhoods, all the richy neighborhoods, and showing them the world that's in the ghetto, all the terrible things that happen in ghettos. Nowadays, terrible things like that happen everywhere. I'm still afraid to go outside, and I live in a suburb. Well, mostly because everyone wants to be ghetto now for some reason. I'm not really sure what's going on there. The second thing on here is my least favorite track on here, the Carnival Carnage, because it literally just repeats the Carnival Carnage and laughs for like a minute straight. I'm not kidding, it's the most agitating thing to the ears. Then it goes on to talk about the Juggler, which was a second name for Violent J for a long time, and I'm not really sure why he changed from the Juggler to the Duke of the Wicked. Either way, it's still pretty cool. It just talks about a guy who goes around killing people. He's a juggler. goes around killing people. The next one is called The First Day Out. This one is about a guy who goes out, who gets out of prison for the first day and goes through all kinds of mischief as he tries to go out with this girl who I presume is not exactly ugly, but not exactly, I guess average as whatever. I don't really judge based on looks, but I'm just going by what the CD would say. And in the end, he's trying to have sex with this girl. Fairly good song. It's actually pretty funny for those who, are into humor and don't find that kind of stuff offensive. I actually enjoyed this track. It's one of the better tracks on this album. The next one goes to be Redneck Ho. There's something I forgot to mention about this, and I don't know why this track is the one that reminded me, but the Insane Clown Posse, when this album came out, had 3 members: Violent J, Shaggy 2 Dope, and John Kick Jazz, who was Shaggy 2 Dope's brother. I believe it was his brother, because Jumpsteady's Violent J's. And neither John Kick Jazz left due to girl problems and other things. Little did he know they were going to go off to be multi-millionaires and have one of the most dedicated fan bases in the world. But that's besides the point. Redneck Ho is actually a little bit annoying, but it is what it is, It is. I'm not really sure what it's about. It's about a redneck hoe, like a girl that it's kind of making fun of rednecks. ICP have a thing against rednecks, and it's not all rednecks. It's just the ones who are racist, against blacks, Asians, and all of that. And sorry about that. It's a little bit annoying, but it's supposed to be comedic. A lot of their first songs on this album are a little bit annoying. The next is Wizard of the Hood, which is supposed to be a parody of, you guessed it, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. No, I'm just kidding. It's Wizard of Oz. I'm going to go ahead and say Violent J ends up in Oz, or the Hood, and is greeted with several people. The Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Lion, and in the end, Oz. This one's actually really annoying. I can't stand this song. I kind of skip it when it comes on. It's not good. It's very repetitive. Has some of the worst rapping in it. The only good lines are the Violent J lines, and that's saying something. It's whatever. The next track is called Guts on the Ceiling. I actually really like this song. It's very catchy, though it's a little bit repetitive when it comes to the hook of the song. But it's a very catchy song. It's not that repetitive, and it's actually an enjoyable song. What it is about, I guess he got shot or something, and he got blown up or something. Violent J, I'm talking, and his guts end up everywhere. And the whole song is about him and his friends going around trying to find his body parts, which sounds kind of gross and grotesque, but it's actually pretty good. The next song is really good, but really annoying. It's called Is That You? With Kid Rock. It's funny. Basically, it's just Shaggy 2 Dope plays as a guy who's recognizes both Violent J and Kid Rock. Kid Rock has some pretty good raps. Actually, from what I know, Kid Rock showed up the first time to record this and was like drunk off his ass, but then came back the next day and everything was cool and he re-recorded for free. It's pretty funny. It's got some pretty good lines in it. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but it is what it is. The next one is The Night of the Axe, which spawns, I believe it's a trilogy now of songs. It's about a guy who runs around killing people with an axe, and it's got some really cool horror movie elements in it, and it sounds really good. And it doesn't have a hook, and ICP, let's face it, are not very good when it comes to hooks, because they always use their whole repetitive DJ style hooks, and sometimes they're really good and sometimes not so much. It all depends on the song and the album. But it doesn't have a hook, and it's actually really fun. I like it. It's a good song. It's kind of like a horror movie through the killer's eyes, but a little bit more comedic. Because for whatever reason, ICP make horror music, but make it as funny and as appealing as they can. Psychopathic. Kind of the same idea as Night of the Axe, but with a different beat. It's practically the same song, but it's pretty catchy. It's alright, it's whatever. The next one is Black in Your Eyes, which is kind of violent when it comes to females, but I'm not really sure how to go about it. It's okay. Whatever. I don't listen to it that much. Never Had It Made. Well, it's about what it sounds like. Violent J talks about never having it made. He had to live his life kind of shitty, and he never had it made. The next one is Rebel Flag, which is, it's called Your Rebel Flag, and it's all about saying, screw your rebel flag, fuck your rebel flag. It's all about the racism. You know, the ICP can't stand racism. They have a lot of problems with it, and they hate it. They can't stand it. And I actually like this song. Really good song, good beat. I like it. Ghetto Freak Show. It now occurs to me that most of these songs on here are just Violent J. No!
What?
Sorry, that's my brother. The great short beanie. I'm not gonna restart for a third time.
Hi guys, I just got back from school. You can continue with your video. Sorry, I didn't know that you were recording a video.
Please leave. I'm doing a review video.
You got a new Hatchet Man.
Yes, I got it. I'm doing a new review video.
Please subscribe to my channel.
No, I have to put it in the description. Well, anyway. Sorry about that. It would be the third or fourth time I had to start over because of instruction, and I don't have it in me. Ghetto Freak Show is about a ghetto freak show. It just whatever. It's an okay song. Honestly, I wouldn't listen to it that much. It's got a very boring beat, and it's a fun song, but done in a very boring way. And the last one on this one is called Taste with Esham. Esham, a lot of people know him as the father and or godfather of horrorcore. I don't like Esham that much. He kind of sucks in my eyes, but I'm not gonna talk too much about him. He has a lot of good songs. I'm just not a fan. And that's mostly because I haven't heard too much of him before. I've heard maybe 3 or 4 songs by him, and plus the few things he did with ICP. So I'm not going to talk bad about him. It's an alright song. Esham probably has the best verse in this one, to be honest. It has a pretty decent beat. It's early hip hop, so a lot of it sounds kind of weird to the ear holes. So that's about it. I mean, it's got a weird beat. It's whatever. I can't even recall exactly what it's about. I think it's about a taste of freedom, or a taste of... I forgot what it's about, honestly. I should have re-listened to this before I reviewed it. But the thing is, I've heard this album so many times. Just lately, I've been listening to a lot of newer stuff off Psychopathic, like Boondocks and Big Hoodoo and stuff like that. So I haven't really listened to a lot of the Wicked Clowns lately. But yeah, I probably should have re-listened to this. But this is my least favorite ICP album, and I'll give them a lot of props on it though, because it is their first one as the Insane Clown Posse. This album, I'll give a 3 out of 5 stars for this, simply because it's got a lot of stupid songs with good beats that are actually very, very catchy. So, if you like what you saw, subscribe. If not, stay out of my comments. It's stupid to come into my comments and talk crap about something that you don't like. It's stupid. But if you like what you saw, subscribe, and if you want to see some pretty sweet magic tricks, come back to this channel every now and again. We're going to be putting on magic shows that my little brother, the Great Short Dini, does, and he also has a channel of his own called the Great Short Dini. I'll put that in my description. And come back for vlogs and magic shit and reviews. And if you got any suggestions for stuff I should review after I'm done with the Joker cards, yeah. Later, guys.
Subscribe!